Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the talk as part of the show, T.H.E Network. And we're here with Aperion Audio's Collin Lybarger. Gosh, I knew I was going to get this wrong. Lybarger.
You got it.
Collin Lybarger. All right, names. So welcome, Collin, to the show and the talk. How are you doing this evening?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing wonderful. Happy Monday to all of the internet out there. It's 5 o'clock.
It is 5 o'clock somewhere, and it's not here, but I'm in Mountain Time, but that's all right.
It's 5 o'clock on the West Coast. We're done.
All right. If you have any questions for Collin about Aperion Audio, you can put them in the chat, and I will convey them over to Collin, and then he'll answer them for y'all. We got Larry in the chat, and HiFi Haven is here as well.
HiFi Haven, what's up?
Yeah, we got our friends here from Instagram. Sweet. All right. Well, Collin, this is going to be Aperion Audio's first time at the show in Costa Mesa, California, or any show, or the show.
Yeah.
So are you excited?
Oh my gosh, we're so excited. We cannot wait. We're very, very busy and getting everything prepared, but man, yeah, we're going to have 2 rooms. Like it's going to be awesome. And just all of the other gear that's there, we're just going to be sponges, you know. We're going to check everything out, and hopefully everybody comes to check us out too.
Well, we're super excited to have you at the show this year. It's going to be awesome to have another exhibitor there showing surround sound. Mm-hmm. And you guys have a philosophy when it comes to designing your speakers. You start with the music, and then surround sound comes into play after that. Because I read on your website that you know, if you're designing for music, everything else is going to be there that you're going to need for surround sound and for theater audio.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, think about your general soundtrack in a movie. You know, movies aren't anything without music, right? So it's a good place to start, you know.
So I was going to ask you, well, first of all, I wanted to get to know you a little bit more, Collin. Yeah. What kind of music are you into?
Oh, I mean, working in the audio industry, you got to love everything, right? I mean, music is soul, music is human element. But me personally, you know, I'm a drummer, I'm a guitar player, I've been a musician for a long, long time. So, you know, things with a good, strong downbeat really strike me. And, you know, I favor punk music, I favor rock music, but I also really love jazz. I love hip hop. I mean, pretty much anything and everything. You know, if you got a good, strong downbeat, it's all good.
So how long you been with Aperion Audio?
So I came on with Aperion Audio in 2019. My wife and I moved to Oregon in 2015 from Western Nebraska. And so, you know, kind of, you know, country mice in the city, I guess, if you want to say that. But I was able to get into this job through a friend, and it was really an amazing connection. And, you know, it's taken me a lot of places, and now taking me to the show, which I'm very, very excited about. But, you know, yeah, Aperion is really some pretty special stuff. I remember the first time I heard the speakers, and honestly, the first time I walked into the lobby and saw the Varus line, I thought, my gosh, how did I not know about these? These are so cool. But, you know, being a small company and very customer service focused, very, you know, family focused, like we just have a good time, you know. That's what we do.
Awesome. So the show is very unique. I think it's very diverse. It's very it's even family oriented. And one of the things I liked about Aperion is that you have so much reachability in your line.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to get to hear your speakers actually at the show as well, especially the super theaters.
Yeah, we're bringing a lot of really cool stuff. We'll have adjoining rooms, room 334, 336. So one room will be a home theater. So we're going to bring our T.H.E line, which is one of our newest speaker lines. Really incredible stuff. I mean, it's a three-way design. Essentially, you have, you know, the exact same speaker model for every channel of the system. So, you know, the tweeter, the mid-range, the woofer, everything's exactly the same. You get the synergy between the system and between all the speakers that really is super cool. All that'll be powered by our energy power amplifiers, which we're actually bringing an Atmos system. So we'll have up-firing speakers, and everything will be run from our power amps. And then in the two-channel side, really, really great stuff there too. So we'll be bringing a pair of our Concert V8T tower speakers from the Varus line. Those things are monsters. And we'll have some super tweeters connected to that as well. In fact, we're going to bring all of our super tweeters. So, you know, you come on down to the room. If you want to hear the planars, the aluminum ribbons, the DSTs, you know, whichever one you want to hear, let us know. We'll plug them in. You know, it's we're all about that. And also with the two-channel system, we'll be bringing a new set of bookshelf speakers to unveil at the show. So really, really excited about those. In fact, I got to hear them for the first time about 3 hours ago. And I'm floored. I'm really, really stoked to bring them, and really excited for everybody to see them.
Well, you heard it here first. They're going to be bringing and debuting some bookshelf speakers. We are excited to hear. Oh, Emiko is in the chat. Hello, Emiko.
Hey, let's go.
Oh, well, I wanted to ask you what's the story behind Aperion, and how did Aperion come to be Aperion Audio?
Where the heck did we come from, right? Our company story is actually pretty funny and a little quirky, and I think, you know, kind of translates through to our business nowadays. So, you know, our founder, Win, essentially his home stereo just bit the dust, you know, around 1998, I think it was. So he went out shopping for a new home stereo. You know, they wanted to get something nice, and I can't tell you exactly where he went necessarily, but he was pretty, you know, put out by sales techniques, by flashy showrooms, you know, all of the things that, you know, kind of make you feel just, not so sure about this purchase kind of thing. And he had some friends that he was chatting with, and actually ended up chatting with some people in Mexico about resonant qualities of different hardwoods. And one thing led to another, and basically started a speaker company. He said, you know, I can build these things. He used to do, you know, craft electronics and things like that. And so it kind of just became this pursuit to create a speaker or a speaker line that could go internet direct. You know, that was, at that time, that was a pretty big move and a pretty bold move to go internet direct. And so the Intimus line came about, and yeah, for the last, gosh, it'll be 25 years, we've been making really amazing speakers. And, you know, we manufacture everything ourselves. It goes from our factory to our warehouse and straight to your door. And so we kind of cut out all those middle pieces that, you know, usually results in big markups and that sort of thing. And yeah, we, you know, like you said, we craft things for enjoyment, for music, for the everyday man. And yeah, then we take it and go from there.
Can you talk a little bit about the different speaker lines that you have at Aperion?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Varus is kind of our flagship speaker line. That's been around for a little over 10 years now. They come in this gorgeous wood cherry veneer or a gloss black finish. You know, they're absolutely stunning. And a lot of tech, you know, that goes into those, and really a lot of evolution, you know, throughout the Varus. We're currently on our 5th version of the Varus speakers. And so, you know, with each version, we've taken, you know, some of the things that didn't work and refined those. You know, a lot of work has gone into our crossovers and our tweeters, you know, making things last, making things better, you know, more efficient and that sort of thing. And so the Varus is like your ultimate living room speaker, right? It's like practically furniture, you know. Our Novus line takes a lot of that same tech in a little cheaper price point. And so the Novus, you know, is a little more sleek, a little more modern looking. You don't have the wood veneers and that sort of thing, but tons of options in the Novus line. And kind of between the two speaker lines, you have front ported and you have rear ported. So the Veris are great for rooms that, maybe have a little more space. If you're packing into a little smaller home theater room, the Novus is great. Being front ported, you can really get it nice and tight, So yeah, then our Theatris line, that's kind of our cinema studio custom install kind of line. So that's for your real high-end dedicated home theaters, even, mixing stations, music studios, that sort of thing as well. And with that line, we have in-wall and on-wall models. So there again, depending on what kind of space you have, we have something for you. Bringing out the low end, we have our Bravas subwoofers that are powered active subwoofers. We have a single downfiring active woofer and dual side passive radiators.
Okay.
So these things they're beasts. And actually, we have a lot of new subwoofers that are currently in design and in process right now. So over the next years, you'll see a pretty good expansion of our subwoofer line. And I think, one of the things you're definitely excited about are super tweeters. That's always a hot question for a lot of people. What the heck are these tweeters you put on your speakers? So with the super tweeters, we have four different models, actually. I correct myself here. We're just releasing a brand new one. But basically, there's a planar magnetic, an aluminum ribbon, and an air motion transformer tweeter. Mm-hmm. So kind of three different price points. They're available in different finishes. And all of them kind of have a different sound, In fact, with the super tweeters, I'll take that chance to tell everybody about our customer service. We get a lot of customers that email us about the super tweeters and if they're going to work with their speakers and that sort of thing. We really like to take the time to dive into specs, chat with our customers, talk to them, find out what they're looking for in their sound and that sort of thing. And yeah, with our new super tweeter, this new super tweeter is a high sensitivity super tweeter. So with our other models, they don't really mesh quite as well with high efficiency speakers like, Klipsch towers and things like that in the high 90s, hundreds and that sort of thing for SPL. So this new one will reach up to 103 decibels. So really kind of rounding out the family at that point. And then lastly, our energy amplifiers, those are a fairly new one for us too. We'll be bringing a 2, 5, and 7 channel, but we also have a 3-channel option as well. So pretty much everything for processing, we can set your whole home theater up or 2-channel stereo.
Yeah, I'm really interested in the new super tweeter because actually I run Klipsch Heresies and it'd be kind of.
Oh yeah, if you want to add some sparkle, I think I got something for you.
I previously, many years ago, I had a set of speakers by a company that had some AMTs. That gives you a hint. And so I really loved those speakers, but they met a sad demise at some point. So
it happens. AMTs are incredible. I mean, personally, I really favor the aluminum ribbon the most. Just my personal listening preferences, but the AMTs, I mean, the detail and clarity that you get from those things is just the sky's the limits. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
Spent many hours listening to AMT.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. And ours, our AMTs are dual firing, so they fire from the front and from the back. So there's
awesome.
It happens in the room as well. Placement is almost more picky with those things, or can be. But that's part of the fun too. Is just figuring out where they live with a given set of speakers. It's part of the fun.
So our friend Siphonics Audio over on the chat says, "Cheers from Toronto. I've got a good bit of exposure of Aperion through a retailer up here in what is it? Le Studio
Design. Yeah,
Montreal. So
there are dealers up in Canada. Yeah, really great guys. Oliver is fantastic to deal with. Yeah, if you're ever looking for anything up north, he's a good guy.
Yeah. Also, let's see. HiFi Haven says, "I love the Veris gloss cherry. He loves it."
I think he's got a set. He's got some
He
supercomputers
does.
too. He'll tell you all about them.
I'll have to bend his ear. We chat every once in a while on Instagram.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, he sent us so many cool pictures. There's a ton of cool pictures from HiFi Haven on our website.
So I wanted to ask, because I'm always wanting to add to my musical palette, or even my theater palette, in that sense. And so I wanted to find out what Aperion Audio is rocking on their speakers lately.
Oh yeah,
movie wise or music wise.
I guess I haven't gotten anything new for movies. I have kind of a hard drive with a lot of Dolby Atmos demos and stuff like that we kind of use for demos. And music, that's really kind of our bread and butter amongst our crew. We're constantly playing stuff. I mean, gosh, with all these speakers around, you can't not play them, right? Like you have to listen to something every day, all day. But a couple that have recently piqued my interest. Incubus's Morning View re-record. Have you listened to that?
I haven't listened to the re-record of it yet, but I'll put that on my list right now.
I'm kind of a diehard Incubus fan. Like I've seen them so many times. My wife and I are huge fans, and Morning View is really a big album for me. And so hearing that re-record, it's like a lot of things that they do live, kind of came into play in that, and some alterations to the songs. And Brandon Boyd's voice is different, but it's like addicting. I don't know. I can't stop listening to it. Like I said, I'm a diehard Incubus fan.
That's great. There's always like this evolutionary process that happens, with bands, especially when they're playing stuff live. They end up like, hey, we did that in the studio, but we really like doing it this way. And
exactly.
It's kind of cool to get to hear
23 years later too, right?
And also to get to hear how good they still are. And that's the thing.
They're amazing. Yeah, definitely one of my favorites. Childish Gambino's new album, that was pretty cool too. I did listen to that once through. I need to do a little more listening on that one, but I love his stuff. Always love his stuff.
Yeah, he's really good. I used to love watching him on Community. Wasn't that great? That show was fantastic.
Bed in the morning.
It had some great moments.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, the new album is pretty great. I think because the internet is probably my favorite. That's one of my go-tos, one of my regulars. But yeah, the new one's awesome.
Yeah, I've been listening to this artist from England. I'm an Anglophile when it comes to music for some reason.
Yeah.
And so I've been listening to This Is the Kit, and super good. It's kind of more kind of folky, a little bit Radiohead vibes. Good stuff.
Cool.
And I don't know. There's, I listened to Rage Against the Machine a lot yesterday. So
sometimes you got to throw it back, bring in stuff. And we frequent 90s playlists quite a bit. I think, me and a couple other of the crew members, we just that's always a good go-to, right? Anything, like 90s rock and 90s hip hop and stuff like that is always our favorite.
So is there anything that you're excited for about the show? Like anything that you're, like curious about or wanting to check out, or just I
mean, everything, honestly. If I could go from every single room and just hear everything that there is to hear, I mean, gosh, I would do it. Of course we got to run our room too, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to, listening to some amplifiers that, cost half as much as my house, and like, all that crazy stuff, getting into, some reel to reels, checking out the market. I mean, yeah, if we don't come back with 50 new vinyls, each of us, like, yeah, we'll see what happens. Might have to make some more room on the pallets.
It'll happen for sure. Yeah,
the market has me intrigued though. I'm excited to just see, all the stuff going on there and everything too.
Yeah, the vinylonium is going to be pretty awesome. Headphonium. We need some more oniums. If you're still watching Emiko, let's add some more oniums to the show.
That's a good brainstorming. Let's find something.
Yeah, the reel-to-reel game is pretty good at the show, especially when United Home Audio is there.
Yeah. that'd be something to see.
Yeah, Craig brings his A game, and he brings security masters. Well, yeah, security masters with him. And they're one generation away from the original masters, and they sound stellar. It's like I've heard recordings that you heard all your life, and then you hear it on his reel to reels with a security master, and you're just like, I don't remember hearing it this way.
That's amazing.
It's such a great experience. So I will make sure that you get to that room where United Home Audio is at, so you can check that out.
Definitely.
And definitely spend lots of time at the Vinylonium, because I'm probably going to do some digging while I'm there. I'm going to have to bring like vinyl boxes to put in my bag so I can bring some back. We'll see.
Like I said, we got to sell all of our display speakers so we have room to bring back all the vinyls and crap we're going to buy ourselves,
Exactly. I know, it's like, hey, anybody want to buy a set of speakers right now before we get back up?
I'm excited to meet everybody too, like especially everybody with the show, Daryl and Emiko, and I mean, just everybody has been so cool with the process, especially being, getting into trade shows. I mean, this is my first time running a trade show booth. I've been to several trade shows, but a lot of new stuff. And like I said, everybody with the show is just so cool. It just feels like a cool environment, cool family to be a part of,
It really is. I mean, everyone at the show is fantastic, and
yeah.
I'm an ambassador. I get to enjoy just getting to go to the show and being a proponent of the show, and I love that.
Yeah.
And but everybody there does such a fantastic job, and I love getting to be a part of this family. That's the thing about the show, is it's definitely a different vibe. It's a family vibe. It's about meeting people that are like-minded, that are into audio and hi-fi and just elevated listening experiences, and we just get to like hang out and listen to some great sound systems. We get to test drive these awesome Ferraris and Lamborghinis of the audio world.
Yep.
And also the Nissan GT Godzilla edition of speakers as well, and plenty of reachable stuff. I wanted to kind of chat with you about how Aperion's built its product line, and how the way that you have a good entry point all the way up to like, a little more higher end points as well in your line. Would you like to talk a little bit about the different price points of your speakers?
Yeah, of course. Like I said, the Novus line, we kind of positioned that to have a lot of the same features, of our flagship Varus line. And really, I should back up here that the Novus replaced our Intimus line, which was our long-running, original speaker line. And so we kind of took that and modernized it, and like I said, brought in a lot of the tech that our Varus line uses, like our ferrofluid cooling tweeter design, our custom crossovers, our treble mod feature. All of our most of our Varus and Novus speakers, you can adjust the treble down by 3 decibels, right on the speaker. And so, if you have a lot of reflections and stuff like that, just kind of one of those, Aperion audio things, I guess. And getting into T.H.E, jumping up a little bit. Like I said, that's, more on the custom install, dedicated home theater. And so, when we're talking with customers, we really like to evaluate the room, evaluate the space, and what their overall use case is. Sometimes we get people that are looking at one speaker or the other, and through the sales process, we land on something different. Now, whether it's upsell or downsell, we want to go with the right speaker for the right room,
Exactly.
Not necessarily just pushing all the things towards them. I think that's part of it, and really just, connecting as audiophiles, right? Or even just as music enthusiasts or home theater enthusiasts, just like we're doing. I think that really plays a lot into it as well. But yeah, between our 3 prices, it's like, or our 3 lines, there's kind of a little bit for everyone. And, the Novus line, I kind of see that as a little more flexible in terms of, speaker options, placement options, things like that. Sometimes you get those rooms that, maybe is a bonus room of the house or something like that. And, there's no real perfect way to set up a stereo to it, but maybe you can make some compromises here and there. And then, the Veris line takes a little bit more finessing, but, as does any rear ported speaker. But yeah, like I said, I'll be excited for you to hear the T.H.E line and our AMT tweeters, because the detail and clarity with those is pretty off the wall. It's awesome.
I really like your design approach with Aperion as well. I think the Novus looks really clean, really sleek. And I love the port slot in the front. That looks really.
The slot port is cool. And, that was just coming out when I first started with Aperion. And so I was kind of getting my feet wet with Veris and learning Intimus. And then the Novus comes along, and that was the first thing that caught my attention, was the slot port. Looks super cool. And you get some power through those things, and you can really feel that low end, coming right out to you, which is pretty cool.
Our good friend Bass Therapy, who is also an ambassador for the show, I saw that he had a set of your Veris that he was trying out as well.
Yeah, he hasn't blown the woofers out of them yet.
Surprisingly, he can definitely push some bass through some speakers. I followed him around last year at the show and just kind of watched his process, and it was really cool getting to see him in action.
I'm definitely excited for him to see these new bookshelves, and for him to hear these new bookshelves, because the low end is pretty impressive. And actually, I totally forgot to mention, I kind of glazed over it earlier when we were talking about the room. Linear Tube Audio is loaning me a preamp and a DAC to use in the room, and I'm so stoked to have their gear. Have you heard Linear Tube Audio before?
I'm not sure if I have. If I've heard it in passing at a show, I might have.
Right. Yeah, I haven't heard them either, but the lovely Emiko got me set up with them, and we were needing a preamp for the show, and Nicholas has been really awesome to work with. I think he's actually coming out as well. So another awesome person I get to meet, but I wanted to put that out there that, we're going to have some Linear Tube Audio preamp and DAC in our room too, for the 2-channel side, as well as some straight wire cable power and everything too. So really, really excited about that. It's
before I have you chat a little more about your amplifier line a little bit, I wanted to let you know that Oz of High End by Oz is inviting you to the after hours party at his room. So
I'm there. We're still there.
Yes, Aperion Audio is going to have 2 rooms this year.
2 rooms, yes. 334 and 336.
Yes, one dedicated to home theater, and then the other one to 2-channel.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the super tweeters.
Yep. Oh yes, can't forget the super tweeters.
See, Daniel said, "Yo, I heard it at MC Audio Tech." Oh, cool. Okay.
Oh, maybe the linear stuff.
Yes.
Cool.
Trying to see if there's anything else in the chat that anybody was asking. I know that Daniel was trying to get me to clarify on the rooms, and yes, that is exactly how it's going to be. Awesome. So tell me a little bit about your Energy line of amplifiers, and just kind of the design perspective that went into them.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, they're really, they're built for our line. We really wanted a good high power amplifier, especially for our T.H.E line. Those are a little higher SPL than our other speakers. And, with the Energy amplifier, you have kind of the same form factor and, a different number of modules depending on what you're needing. But, probably the big thing with these amplifiers is the matching toroidal transformers. That's where these 7 channels, especially, I mean, they're backbreakers. They're like 75 pounds. They're really, really heavy. But most of that is these transformers, that feeds clean power to each one of the amp modules. And they're stellar amplifiers. In fact, we have the standard Energy line, 2-channel, 3-channel, 5-channel, and 7-channel. And currently we're in the process of rolling out our high power energy amplifiers. So if I remember correctly off the top of my head, one channel driven was like 1,000 watts at 4 ohms. So these things are pretty hefty, and
Nice.
yeah, thanks. But yeah, they're, you know, excellent amplifiers. Like I said, they really are a perfect match with our speakers. You have balanced or line level connections, trigger inputs, you know, all that good stuff. Nice little Aperion badge right on the front, illuminated, and
Nice.
yeah, they're really great. Like I said, we'll have a 2-channel running our 2-channel system in the 2-channel room, and then in the home theater side, we'll have our 7-channel running our bed layer, and then a 5-channel running our 4 Atmos speakers. So yeah, I've been listening to that system for about 2 weeks now, testing and just calibrating, making sure everything's awesome. And I'm really excited for people to hear this system, and it'll be really great.
We're excited for you guys to show at the show this year. Aperion Audio, I think Aperion Audio is going to be a big hit. I wanted to, HiFi Heaven, HiFi Haven, sorry. HiFi Haven says he is ready for his Energy E3 amp.
E3, all right. We got one with your name on it.
I guess that we're at a record for multi-channel rooms this year at the show.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's going to be really cool.
Very cool. Very cool. Have you chatted with any of the other ones? I know you mentioned SVS was going to be there. Do you know who else?
I'm not. I need to be up on the list. I'm a fellow, and I'm an ambassador. I should know.
I think it's been growing for the last couple.
It has been growing. Adding to it, and then we like slow release who's going to be exhibiting. So
yeah, totally. Got to build that hype.
I know. Well, looking forward to meeting you face to face, Collin, at the show this year. And the thing about it is the people connections are so awesome. And I love that every year. I get to meet somebody new and make some new friends that I can, share this amazing hobby with. And I'm looking forward to definitely putting my ears on some Aperion Audio, because you guys have been on my radar for a while now.
Yeah,
I'm excited to finally be able to hear your speakers live and in person.
Absolutely. If anybody's ever passing through Wilsonville, Oregon, our showroom is open through the week, always available. We love it when people come in and listen. And, to that as well, our company motto has always been in-home audition. We want people to try out our speakers and hear our speakers in their own home with their content, exactly how they're going to be using them. And if you got the opportunity to come listen to us at the show, we would love to have you in our room. Really, really excited about everything we're bringing.
And I want to make sure the website is aperionaudio.com.
That is correct.
All right, go over to aperionaudio.com and check out the entire Aperion Audio line of speakers and amplification, and the super tweeters as well. They're going to be exhibiting at the show this year with 2 rooms. It's going to be a fantastic offering from them. And they're actually debuting some bookshelves, which I'm excited to hear. I like bookshelf speakers.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a good bookshelf speaker,
Towers are awesome to get really loud, but sometimes you want a different vibe. And I have a few different pairs of bookshelves that I like to listen to as well. Yeah. Everyone in the chat is really super excited to hear and see Aperion Audio at the show. And man, thank you so much, Collin, for joining me live here for the talk. This pleasure. Is really great, and it's great getting to meet you.
Yeah.
And go over to theshownow.com. If you haven't got your tickets yet, you can go over to theshownow.com. You can put code Ambassador 5. Gosh, it's been one of those days. My brain's it's there, but it's there.
Monday, brother. It's all good.
So yeah, go over there, put in your code Ambassador 5, and you get a discount off of your tickets. The show is this June 7th through 9th in Costa Mesa, California, and it's a beautiful venue. The hotel is great. All the rooms are going to be amazing. This year we're stacked to the nines with exhibitors, so come ready to listen to a lot of gear. plan out your day. Make sure you get your syllabus and just check off everything you want to get to, and experience it all if you can. There's going to be a lot of really cool things going on, live events.
Yeah.
Last year we had cars scattered out, like high-end cars scattered out throughout the venue as well, and I'm sure there's going to be some cool things like that this year as well. Got lots of opportunities to take in some chats with builders of amazing speakers as well.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a really great time. So I'm looking forward to you getting to experience this the show for your first time as well, Collin. And I look forward to meeting you face to face at the show this year. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you for having me, and thanks for everybody that joined. And we'll see you in Costa Mesa in just a couple weeks.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Collin, and make sure to go over to AperionAudio.com and check out their entire line. They have some really fantastic speaker offerings and amplification as well. Have a great day. I will leave you all with a HiFi high five, because that's my thing. And man, make sure to come to the show this June 7th through 9th in Costa Mesa, California. Go over to theshownow.com and get your tickets. Have a great rest of your Monday, my friends. And thank you so much, Collin, from
Cheers.
for joining.